Welcome out to the show tonight, guys. This is Studio 321. This is your podcast host, Eddie B, coming at you from the 321. So $37 trillion in debt. I want you to get that in your mind right now. $37 trillion. Okay? And look, this is frustrating as hell, man. You got people running around the streets saying Elon Musk is Hitler, the Doge is terrible, they're taking everybody's jobs. We don't need them. Boot them out of the country. Let's deport them. $37 trillion, guys. You know how much money that is? Think about this. I got some crazy stats for you, so stick with me on this. So look, $37 trillion. Do you know how much interest we're paying on that every year now? $1 trillion a year in interest on our debt. Think about that. What if you owned a credit card like that? What if you own? We can barely afford to pay the interest on the debt, much less the debt itself, right? So, what's the answer? I'm talking to people on social media all the time, and I ask them all the time. They're all yelling at me, screaming, and usually cuckoo, not making any sense. But I always ask them, and the thing that frustrates them the most is, okay, then what's the alternative? What's the alternative to what we're doing right now? And they don't have an answer because there is no answer. This is the only answer. Number one, you have to trim back government spending. That's a fact. We're bloated. Everything's out of control. You see all the stupid stuff they're finding. I don't even need to go back through all that. That's one part of it, right? Number two, we have to start making things in America again. We have to bring industry back so that our GDP will increase. Because that's the only, that's a big way to pay down our national debt, right? And it's so frustrating because people are they're acting like we got all these options. I'm talking to people online all the time about it. They're like, oh, they took my brother's job. He works for the forestry department. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, maybe we just give everybody the job back, keep going what we're going, and in 5 years, we're going to hit a wall and it's going to be lights out. There's no more fixing it. It's, hey guys, by the way, we're broke. We have no more money for Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. And yeah, by the way, all your retirement stuff, veterans, everybody, we can't pay you either. What is that going to do? You know what I'm saying? What is that going to do? Then it's chaos. That is the total collapse of a country. Then we'll be looking for other countries to bail us out so we don't go into a civil war with ourselves. Okay? So, look, You have to think about this, man. A lot of this comes down to the American people. We have to understand this stuff. I don't expect some guy, that's uneducated who just works like a daily job doing something, maybe, whatever, to understand any economics. A lot of people don't understand it, but it's pretty simple stuff, okay? You have to understand it takes time, number one, to fix a problem. You can't fix things overnight. We all know this. What happens if you're, okay, I'll put it in simple terms. Let's say you're going to renovate a house, right? You buy this dilapidated house. It's kind of junky. You're trying to do something with it. You're going to flip it. You're going to rent it, whatever. So you buy the house and you decide, okay, I'm going to renovate this house. Well, what's the first thing you got to do? You got to tear it all up, right? You got to tear down the walls. You got to tear up the floor. You got to tear everything down, tear out the kitchen so the house looks like hell for a while, right? Of course. That's the messy part. That's the beginning. Then you start to put the house back together. Now it's looking good. Now it's looking better. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, house is done. It's on the market. You make a bunch of money. Everybody's happy, right? But this is the problem. They won't give Trump an inch. They won't give him one day. They know what he's trying to do. And every day they're screaming about it. Oh, the tariffs, it's destroying us. They show every single person in America they can find that's causing any little bit of negative impact. And they just use that to attack him. Okay? And I applaud him for being able to handle all this pressure. I do. Because, what he's doing is big moves, man. But again, what is the alternative to fix $37 trillion in debt? Check this stat out. Did you know that if you took the money every bit, every penny in assets and money, everything from every millionaire and billionaire in the United States, it still wouldn't pay off the national debt. You know that? You have to think about that. You know, people go, oh, just tax the rich. It doesn't matter. You can't tax the rich enough to pay this debt off at this point. It doesn't work that way, okay? Our politicians for the last 30 years have sold us down the river, man. It ain't Trump's fault. It ain't Musk's fault. These guys are trying to fix the problem. And this is the first time in my lifetime that anybody's ever tried to fix a problem. And all you fools out there are busting their chops for it. I don't get it. But look, it is going to cause little bits of pain. That's a fact. Okay, it is. It's causing me pain right now. My stock portfolio is down, but I ain't worried about it because I know what's going to happen. In about a year, I'm going to be loving it. Right now, it's painful. Of course. You got to be calm. You got to ride through it. But all these cuckoo-minded liberals, man, you know, I'm losing respect for them by the minute. I'm starting to think that most of them are just unhinged wackos. They just don't make any sense. It's like they can't see past today. Like, oh my God, like, oh, we're all gonna die. And then tomorrow comes and they do it again. Oh my God. It's like the movie 50 First Dates, right? Like, learn from the past. Okay, learn from it. It takes time. Turn the boat, get things fixed. We'll get it in the right direction, and then everybody's good. We can all start getting good jobs again. Everything works out. But again, 37 trillion in debt. We have to fix this problem, folks. There is no other alternative. Or we're all going to be dead broke. Anyways, guys, if you like my video, please like and subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It really helps spread the algorithm because, you know, YouTube don't like conservatives. That's a fact. But anyways, you know, let's stick together. Studio 321. I'm your podcast host, Eddie B. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.